And good morning. Today is Wednesday, February 13th. I'm Tom Tucker.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Daniels. The massive manhunt for accused cop killer Christopher Dorner may finally be over this morning.
We begin with new information in the case involving the accused cop killer Dorner. A San Bernardino County Sheriff spokesperson says charred human remains have been found inside the burned out cabin where Dorner was believed to have been holding up most of the day yesterday.
There's no indication at all that he escaped during the
We believe that he was still inside the cabin, yes.
Right now, officials are waiting for an autopsy before they confirm that it was, in fact, Dorner inside that cabin. But again, investigators believe it was him.
The nearly week-long search for Dorner, focusing on the Big Bear area, hit a climax yesterday afternoon. San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies say they received a report that a man matching Dorner's description had stolen a car from a cabin. According to various reports from the scene, two housekeepers had gone into the cabin and found someone matching Dorner's description inside. Sheriff's officials say the suspect then tied the women up and took off in their car.
Investigators say the stolen vehicle was spotted a short time later by a state fish and wildlife officer helping in the search for Dorner. The officer followed the car and the suspect reportedly opened fire, hitting the officer's vehicle. Fortunately, that officer was not injured. Authorities say the suspect ditched the car and fled on foot before carjacking another vehicle, this time taking a silver pickup truck.
Christopher Dorner jumped out in front of my truck, and he stopped me at gunpoint. He said, "I don't want to hurt you. Just get out and start walking up the road and take your dog with you."
Now, the suspect drove off in the truck, but later crashed it down a forest embankment. Sheriff's deputies began following the suspect to a nearby cabin, which reportedly led to a shootout.
A CBS Los Angeles reporter found himself caught in the crossfire and captured some incredible video. Look and listen to what happened.
As you can imagine, terrifying moments there. Again, a reporter found himself caught in the middle of the crossfire, and you can see sheriff's deputies ducking for cover as you hear dozens of shots ringing out. That shootout killed one deputy and has a second recovering in the hospital this morning. Both were airlifted to Loma Linda Medical Center. The injured deputy underwent surgery, and medical personnel say they are optimistic about his recovery. Now, back near Big Bear, authorities say the suspect barricaded himself inside a cabin after the shootout. That led to a standoff as dozens of armed officers surrounding the building tried to prevent his escape. Then, around 4 in the afternoon, deputies reportedly fired tear gas canisters into the building. This may have started a fire that quickly consumed the cabin, burning it to the ground. Officials say no one was seen leaving the cabin. Now, again, a sheriff's spokesperson confirmed overnight that charred human remains have been found in the burned out cabin where they believe Christopher Dorner was holding up. Investigators say they will attempt to determine if the remains are Dorner's, and they'll do that through forensic testing. As of right now, they are not confirming if it was actually Dorner inside the cabin. All right, here now is a little more background information on Christopher Dorner and this whole case. The former police officer is believed to have killed 4 people since February 3rd, including a Riverside police officer and now a San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy. Dorner had said in a manifesto he posted on Facebook that he planned to target law enforcement officers as revenge for his firing from the Los Angeles Police Department. The LAPD says officers will remain on high alert until the situation is for sure over.
Until we have confirmation, A, that a body was located, and B, that that body belongs to Christopher Dorner, the Los Angeles Police Department is going to continue on with its high-profile protection detail of our officers. We're going to continue to provide protection to our officers and those families that have been identified as possible threats. The LAPD plans to hold a news conference at 8 o'clock this morning to give an update on the Dorner investigation. And of course, we will bring you the latest information from it later this morning. Now, funeral services will be held for the Riverside officer allegedly killed by Dorner last week. That funeral will go on as planned today. Investigators say 34-year-old Officer Michael Crane and his partner were ambushed by Dorner while they sat in their patrol car waiting at an intersection. Police say Dorner shot them with a rifle, killing Crane and injuring the other officer.
Crane graduated from Redlands High School in 1996 and later enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps. He is survived by his wife and 2 young children. Funeral services are scheduled to begin at 10:30 this morning at Grove Community Church in Riverside.
Now, all the Riverside Police Department personnel are expected to be on hand to honor their fallen colleague, and Governor Jerry Brown is also expected to attend.
CBS Local 2 is staying on top of this developing story. Again, accused killer Christopher Dorner possibly dead this morning after a chaotic end to a nearly week-long manhunt.
Now, be sure to stay with us on the air throughout the morning and also online at cbslocal2.com. We'll continue to bring you the latest information just as soon as it becomes available.
Well, let's find out what's going on across the nation as well as at home with our weather today.
Good morning. Taking a look at what you can expect outside, we do have a massive trough bringing in that colder air. So current temperatures right now on the chilly side in the west, 42 degrees in San Francisco, 32 in Billings, Montana, Denver at 26 degrees, 41 in Phoenix, a little bit warmer just towards the southeast. So Miami at 72 degrees right now and 44 degrees a little bit closer to home in Palm Springs. As we have today, mostly clear skies going into today, so plenty of sunshine is in the works for your afternoon hours. 75 degrees will be the high, so we're getting a little bit warmer. Yesterday we hit 68 as a high. Plenty of sunshine, also some breezy winds in the morning hours, about 5 to 15 miles per hour, but then those winds will be pretty nice this afternoon as well as this evening, only 5 to 10 miles per hour. We'll take a look at your 7-day coming up.
All right, thank you, Carlene. The other big story this morning, of course, what President Obama had to say during his State of the Union address last night.
Gun control, immigration, and the nation's economy. Coming up, what the president had to say about these hot-button issues.
All right, welcome back on this Wednesday morning. President Obama laid out his vision for the nation's future during his State of the Union address last night, and today he begins putting the plan in place to hopefully make it happen, according to his plans.
Susan McGinnis reports the president urged lawmakers to act fast on fixing the nation's economy and passing new gun laws.
Fellow Americans,
President Obama used the first State of the Union address of his second term to send a message to lawmakers: get to work.
the American people don't expect government to solve every problem, but they do expect us to put the nation's interests before party.
The hour-long speech focused mainly on domestic and economic issues and on the need for a divided Congress to compromise. He said political brinksmanship, threats of government shutdowns, and unilateral spending cuts hurt the country.
Let's agree right here, right now, to keep the people's government open and pay our bills on time and always uphold the full faith and credit of the United States of America.
The president drew strong applause when he announced that 34,000 troops would return from Afghanistan by this time next year, half the U.S. force there. He also got a standing ovation when he talked about gun laws.
The president said bills on background checks and large magazines are being discussed and that lawmakers owe it to victims of gun violence to bring them to the floor.
They deserve a vote. Gabby Giffords deserves a vote. The families of Newtown deserve a vote.
In the Republican response, Florida Senator Marco Rubio said the president's economic plans would hurt the middle class.
So, Mr. President, I don't oppose your plans because I want to protect the rich. I oppose your plans because I want to protect my neighbors.
President Obama will make his case to the American people with rallies later this week in Georgia and Illinois.
And that was Susan McGinnis reporting for us this morning. President Obama also called on Congress to send him an immigration reform bill that he can sign into law in the next few months.
Now, Valley Congressman Raul Ruiz released this statement after the president's address last night. Ruiz said, quote, "As the president said in his speech, the American people expect us to put the nation's interests before the interests of our political parties. I will continue to work with my colleagues to move our country forward in a bipartisan way and meet the challenges at hand."
Well, a nearly week-long manhunt could be over, and the man at the center of it could be dead.
Coming up this morning, another look at the intense standoff that played out in Big Bear between sheriff's deputies and a gunman they believe is Christopher Dorner.
Frosting morning temperatures as well as a warming trend into our afternoon hours. Your weekend heat right around the corner. Let's take a look at it after the break. You're watching the CBS Local 2 Morning Show.
Hey, Carlene, pretty beautiful day yesterday. Pretty nice across the valley. Will we see more of the same today?
We will see mostly sunny skies as we go into the afternoon hours and actually getting a little bit warmer with those temperatures. Now, right now, not too much being picked up on the satellite, a little bit of cloud cover, and that is lingering over the mountain areas. But for the most part, we're seeing clear skies in our local mountains. So going into your temperatures outside, a very cold start to the morning, 32 degrees, hitting that freezing mark down towards the Salton Sea right now in thermal, 44 degrees in Palm Springs, and cool in the high desert, chilly out there at 38 degrees right now. No winds to report at the moment, so pretty calm out there. But then as we get into the afternoon hours, much the same, about 5 to 10 miles per hour, so fairly light as we go into today. Now, we do have a frost advisory in effect for the IE. That's until 8 a.m. this morning. Temperatures, morning lows, talking about the upper 20s to low 30s. So some very chilly temperatures to start off because we have mostly clear skies. So most of that radiational cooling that has escaped back to the atmosphere. So that's why we have really chilly temperatures as we start in the morning hours. But in the afternoon hours, also those clear skies giving way to some heat. So we're warming up as we go into today, as well as next couple days, high pressure building over the west. So anticipate temperatures above the norm, only by a few degrees for today. We're supposed to be at 72 degrees, but 75 degrees will be the high in Palm Springs at 2 p.m., 72 in Desert Hot Springs, 76 degrees in Cathedral City, 38 at the Tram. So if you want some winter weather, not a bad idea to go to the higher elevations. Double sevens in the East Valley, Indio, also Bermuda Dunes feeling 77 degrees for today at 2. Going into your evening hours, most of the evening temperatures will be in the 50s. Your sunset will be 1 minute before 5:30. Also keep in mind mostly clear skies, a few stray thin high clouds, but light winds will be in the works. Now going into the next couple days, Valentine's Day, love is in the air and some pretty warm afternoon temperatures. So 77 degrees for your Thursday. Breezy winds will pick up about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Gusts will be in the 20s in the wind-prone spots like Desert Hot Springs as well as Thousand Palms. 70s will take us into the weekend forecast, and then on Washington's birthday or President's Day, 76 degrees for your Monday. Mostly clear skies to get us into the week, and most of those overnight lows will be in the 50s. Back to you, too.
Yeah, beautiful days ahead, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Terrific.
Temperatures finally going up, but unfortunately, so are gas prices. They
right.
just keep going up. So let's try and find the lowest price around town. And here's what we did find. Even more than yesterday, but it's still the lowest in town. $3.94 at the Vons at the corner of Palm Drive and 2 Bunch Palms in Desert Hot Springs.
And you can always find the lowest prices around the valley on our website. Just log on to cbslocal2.com and click on the gas tracker.
Our coverage of the possible death of Christopher Dorner continues next.
Coming up this morning, a breakdown of what led to that shootout with sheriff's deputies and a look at where things stand this morning.
Welcome back. We are staying on top of the latest developments into the possible death of Christopher Dorner. He's the former LAPD officer accused of killing 4 people, now as a part of revenge, which was a plot against the Los Angeles Police Department for his firing from the force.
Now, yesterday, a sighting of Dorner in Big Bear led to an intense standoff and a gun battle with San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies. Chris Welch takes a look at how it all played out.
The manhunt for a former LA cop accused of targeting police officers reached a chilling climax Tuesday. Police say a man suspected to be Christopher Dorner barricaded himself inside this cabin and did not leave after it was set ablaze.
We're still on a holding pattern to search that, to see if there's a body in there, and if there's a body in there, to determine if it's Christopher Dorner. And that could take days or possibly even weeks to do a DNA analysis or a forensic dental analysis, depending on the condition of the body.
Earlier Tuesday, Dorner is suspected of firing multiple rounds at officials from California Fish and Wildlife who spotted him on a highway near Big Bear.
The suspect rolled his window down, and when the second patrol truck came up with the 2 wardens inside, that's when he engaged in a shooting with our wardens as they were driving. He did hit the truck multiple times.
He was later believed to be involved in a firefight with San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies. One officer was killed and another injured.
Law enforcement is a very close-knit family. All law enforcement agencies is a brotherhood, so this is a very difficult day, again, for law enforcement.
Police, the FBI, and SWAT teams have been combing the Big Bear area since last week in what's being considered one of the largest manhunts in Southern California history.
Until Mr. Dorner has been identified as either deceased or he's got handcuffs on him and he's sitting in a jail, we're going to continue as though he's still out there.
Sheriff's officials here in San Bernardino County say that what makes tonight even more difficult is the fact that they're doing this operation, this investigation, all while mourning one of their own. Reporting from Big Bear, California, I'm Chris Welch.
And again, as we have been reporting this morning, a sheriff's spokesperson says that, quote, charred human remains have been removed from the burned down cabin, but right now they are not confirming that it is in fact the body of Christopher Dorner.
Stay with CBS Local 2 on the air and online throughout the day for the latest information.
Well, the Pope makes his first public appearance since his historic announcement.
Coming up, what the leader of the Catholic Church had to say about his decision to step down.
All right, for those who would like to be pampered, you'll like today's desert deal of the day. How about half off a Valentine's Day skincare gift certificate from Boralis Skin Center in Palm Springs, normally $100. It can be had today for $50.
Get this deal. Go to desertrealdeals.com, buy the coupon, print it out, and take it with you.
Well, Pope Benedict says his resignation is for, quote, the good of the church. He made his first public appearance since announcing on Monday that he would step down as leader of the Catholic Church at the end of the month. The Pope received a lengthy standing ovation as he entered the room, and Pope Benedict told the crowd that he simply didn't have the strength to continue. Later today, the Pope will preside over Ash Wednesday services.
Banana Joe is America's top dog. The 5-year-old Affenpinscher was picked as best in the show. Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah.
Last night at the Westminster Kennel Club at New York's Madison Square Garden. Now, it's Banana Joe's 86th time as top dog. This year's runner-up is an Old English sheepdog who is only 20 months old. I guess he's retiring after this as well.
An Affenpinscher.
They're known for having like little monkey faces.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a cute, charming little dog. Well, the ex-LAPD officer out for revenge, possibly dead this morning.
We'll have team coverage with the latest details coming up.
I'm Greg Lee and Angela Stokes. The latest on the Christopher Dorner manhunt. San Bernardino Sheriff's deputies say they found charred human remains inside of that burned out cabin last night. I have all the details coming up on CBS Local 2 News.
It is 6:30 on this Wednesday. I'm Jennifer Daniels. Good morning.
And I'm Tom Tucker. Great to have you with us. Let's bring you up to date now on the latest developments on our breaking news this morning.
A San Bernardino Sheriff's spokeswoman says charred human remains have been found in the burned out cabin where Christopher Dorner was believed to have been holding up most of yesterday in Big Bear.
Right now, they're not confirming it's Dorner, but authorities have said they believe he was the man inside the cabin. They also say that no one was seen leaving the cabin once it caught fire.
The fiery ending comes after a heated shootout with sheriff's deputies yesterday afternoon that left one deputy dead and another injured.
CBS Local 2's Greg Lee begins our team coverage this morning from Big Bear with the latest on what is happening there. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Tom. Jennifer, obviously the big news breaking overnight. San Bernardino Sheriff's deputies, as you just said, confirming they did find charred human remains inside of that burnt cabin last night. Now, that did not come out until about midnight when we were off the air. Now, we are in the Oaks restaurant parking lot, which has served as the media staging ground throughout this whole ordeal. Residents tell me it's about 6 or 8 miles from Glass Road where that cabin was located, and all that action happened yesterday. Now, initial reports from that burning cabin said that they had dragged a body out of that cabin. Later, LAPD and San Bernardino Sheriff's deputies confirmed that was not true. They had initially told us it was too hot for anyone to enter safely, and obviously things cooled down by midnight when they found those charred human remains. Now, the next step for investigators is to have forensics look at those charred remains to find out if it is indeed Mr. Dorner, and depending on how badly that body is burned, that could take days, even weeks, even months to figure out if that is indeed Mr. Dorner. While they cannot confirm who it is, they can confirm this. The Department of Fish and Game were the first on scene to contact Mr. Dorner off State Route 38 and Glass Road when they saw that stolen truck and received that first call. And those wardens said they positively confirmed Mr. Dorner when that shootout began. Let's take a listen to that news conference from earlier last night.
We believe that someone was inside, and that was the person that stole the vehicle and fled, then abandoned the vehicle, ran into the forest and inside this cabin where he barricaded himself.
And there's no indication.
And was engaged in gunfire with our deputy sheriffs, shot 2 of our deputy sheriffs, and 1 of those deputies died.
And there's no indication at all that he escaped during the gunfire, during the fire.
We believe that he was still inside the cabin.
When it burned.
Now, Jennifer, Tom, we are waiting for the latest update from the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department. That is set to happen at 4 p.m. in San Bernardino this afternoon. Now, obviously, a somber day because the sheriff's deputy that was shot and killed yesterday. In addition, today, they are honoring the Riverside officer that was killed by Mr. Dorner, Michael Crane. That was last week. His funeral is being held in Riverside this morning. Now, I want to give you an update on some road closures. Highway 330 and 18 are reopened at this hour. As far as State Route 38 goes, you can get up as far as we are at the Angeles Oaks area. That as far as you can go. As you can imagine, it is a very busy crime scene as investigators go through that rubbish from last night and all that burn area. We'll have all the updates as they come to us live and online. Reporting live, Greg Lee, CBS Local 2 News, Angeles Oaks.
Hey, Greg, can you give us an idea of what the police presence is like up there right now? And I realize it's early, but how about the mood, maybe the vibe amongst people that you're encountering out there this morning?
Well, Tom, I can tell you this. It's certainly pulled back from yesterday. We saw a lot more police presence as we were coming up the mountain yesterday, checking for our media badges and for our credentials. There's only a couple cops that I can see right now blocking the road, making sure nobody goes up to that crime scene. And like you said, it is early, but I can tell you the mood is still tense, and I think it will continue to be so until that body is confirmed to be Mr. Dorner or not.
Well, thank you very much, Greg. Of course, it'll be it's going to be a while, obviously, before they can actually confirm that it was him. So it may be a while as well that people are still sitting on pins and needles.
A lot of waiting and wondering until we get that final confirmation. All right, let's check in now with Carlene Chavis for an update on what we can expect weather-wise today. Good morning, Carlene.
Good morning. Zeroing in on Big Bear right now. Current temperature is actually at 18 degrees, mostly clear skies, some calm winds. Now, taking a more expansive look at the desert, we can see that we definitely have some clear skies to Southern California, so all the way from the mountains down to the valley floor. Now I'm taking a look at what you can expect for today in your hour-by-hour forecast. At 9 a.m., 60 degrees, a little prone spots like Thousand Palms as well as in Desert Hot Springs. Winds about 5 to 15 miles per hour, but more light throughout most of the afternoon. We'll take a look at your weather forecast coming up.
Well, one of Dorner's alleged victims will be laid to rest today.
34-year-old Michael Crane died. He was a Riverside police officer. He was shot and killed Thursday morning after Dorner allegedly ambushed and shot him while the officer was stopped at a red light.
CBS Local 2's Samantha Cortese continues our team coverage. She joins us in the studio with the details on today's ceremony. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Jennifer. Tom, law enforcement from all over the state, including agencies right here in the Valley, will pay their respects this morning in Riverside for fallen officer Michael Crane. Governor Jerry Brown and members of the military also set to attend. Funeral services begin at 8 o'clock this morning in Riverside, where Patriot Guard riders will escort his casket to the Grove Community Church. Their eulogies will begin around 10:30. Police suspect ex-LAPD cop Christopher Dorner shot Crane last Thursday night in what they're calling a cowardly ambush. Police Chief Sergio Diaz thinks Dorner shot Crane and his trainee because they would have tried to stop him from making his getaway on a nearby freeway. But the two were on routine patrol, not yet part of that search for Dorner. Crane leaves behind a wife and 2 children ages 10 and 4. Tom, Jen.
Obviously, a very sad story. Officer Crane knew a lot of people in our neck of the woods. In fact, one of our colleagues here at CBS Local 2, Robert Webster, knew
played
Crane
football
in high school.
Right. And there's also going to be quite a presence from the Valley that will be at the funeral today. Is that correct?
Multiple officers and deputies from every agency spanning from Palm Springs to Indio will be at this ceremony today.
Okay, we will be there as well. Samantha Cortese, thanks so much for the report. Thanks. We appreciate it. All right, CBS Local 2 is staying on top of this developing story. Again, accused killer Christopher Dorner possibly dead this morning after that chaotic end to a nearly week-long manhunt.
Stay with us on the air throughout the morning and also online at cbslocal2.com. We will continue to bring you the latest information as it becomes available.
All right, turning to a lighter note this morning, our friends from Loving All Animals are here with a pet looking for a good home.
We'll introduce you to them coming up next. Welcome back. Lori Loftus from Loving All Animals joins us this morning with, oh, it's Scary Harry, as in he's scared of me. I don't usually have this effect on dogs, but this guy's shaking all like a little leaf, but he's so cute. He's very almost velveteen. He's so soft. What's his story?
His name is Harry, and he's not that hairy, and it was a cold morning, so he's shivering, and he's got his Letterman's jacket on.
Oh, isn't that cute?
He's ready for Yappy Hour on Monday night.
Look at this. He goes to Wolf State. Yeah. Oh, Harry, you're so cute.
So you can meet him at Yappy Hour, or you can give us a call. He's just gone through all his puppy shots, so he's pretty young, and he'll stay small. But at Yappy Hour on Monday night at Johnny Rockets at...
that might explain your attire today,
well,
huh?
Yes, it's a blast from the past. Johnny Rockets is a 50s establishment. It's got a great patio to bring your dogs out, so we'll have all our adoptable dogs there. And we'll have a passion show where we take them on a little parade. They'll have cute clothes like this for you to buy for your own dog. So if you want to meet a dog or just come out, you know, it's what's up with your pup, you come on out. We have contests and games.
Sounds like a lot of fun. And what, you said it's Thursday?
It's Monday night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's next Monday at Johnny Rockets in Rancho Mirage. It's right across from the river. So it's a big 50s theme. We'll have a couple 50s cars there, and all the people who've adopted come out, and people that want to adopt a dog
We'll
can
see
come
if Harry is still around by then. What kind of mix do you think he is?
He's probably a Chihuahua, maybe Beagle mix because of the shape of his head, but he's just a sweet little guy.
He really is. He's just adorable. He's calming down a little bit, but like you said, it's a little on the chilly side starting this day. Okay, so Yappy Hour, an opportunity for you to adopt Harry or maybe another pet if you see fit. And you don't have to dress like you, but you sure look adorable this morning.
Hey, we're having a contest if you look like me. So if you dress up 50s style, no 50s trivia, 50s music, it's fun for all the people who have dogs to get out and socialize. So
well, we sure appreciate what you're doing, and we appreciate you bringing Harry in this morning. And if you're interested in Harry, well, you can call Loving All Animals at the number on your screen, and we will be right back. Say, adopt me. I'm so cute. Oh. An intense shootout in Big Bear between sheriff's deputies with who officials now say they believe is Christopher Dorner. The gunfire was the beginning of what would be the climax of nearly a week's search of the mountain community for the accused cop killer.
Investigators tracked him down to a cabin a few miles from the city of Big Bear, which led to an hours-long standoff yesterday. And the standoff came to an end after a fire broke out inside the cabin.
This morning, San Bernardino County Sheriff's officials confirmed that charred human remains were found inside the burned-out building, but they will not say if the body is that of Christopher Dorner's.
Now be sure to stay with us for the latest developments on this story. We'll pass along more information as it comes in.
All right, Carlene, you've got all the information we need to know about what, how should we dress today and
not put away the shorts. All those people who love to go golfing and be outside, great day for that as we hit a warming trend for today all the way into the weekend as well. Mostly clear skies over the Southern California for today, over the west for the most part, and that's because we have high pressure building in. But we do also, with those clear skies, have a frost advisory, some very chilly temperatures for the overnight hours. So overnight lows right before you sunrise, we're talking about upper 20s to low 30s, and that's with the frost advisory in effect for Inland Empire all the way until 8 a.m. this morning. High pressure dominant force over the west, jet stream well to the north. So as we go into the next couple of days, we're going to keep the combination of some chilly morning temperatures and then some warm temperatures into the afternoon hours for daytime highs. Now for today, only about 3 degrees above the norm. We're supposed to be at 72, but we're hitting 75 degrees in Palm Springs at 2 p.m. 76 will be the high in Cathedral City for today, 75 in Rancho Mirage, 72 in Desert Hot Springs at 2 p.m. Also keep in mind, winds
winds will be fairly light throughout most of the day, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. 77 degrees in Indio for today, also in La Quinta. Also going into the evening hours, a bit of a change up. Once that sun goes down, we're talking about some very chilly temperatures into the evening hours. Pretty cool out there with the 50s, but then we're going to get into those 40s as we go into our overnight lows. So 50 degrees will be most of the temperatures for tonight will be in the 50s. Mostly clear skies. Also keep in mind light winds, so not too bad going into the evening hours. Warmth and love will be in the air as we hit Thursday and your Valentine's Day for tomorrow. Now we will have some breezy winds start to pick up, so keep that in mind as well. So about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Gusts in the 20s for the high desert, double 7s for tomorrow. And then we're going to keep those warm temperatures as we go into the next couple days. So for your Saturday and Sunday in the mid to upper 70s, and then also on President's Day still in those 70s, and then getting down to something a little bit more normal at 73 degrees for Tuesday. Back to you two.
All right, terrific. No complaints whatsoever. All right, speaking of love in the air, it is as we celebrate a birthday. Fran Weaver of La Quinta celebrating her birthday today. Hope you have a terrific day.
Happy birthday, Fran. Well, remember, send us a picture with your name, age, and, well, yeah, if you want to, and the city that you're from to birthday@cbslocal2.com, and then we'll scream out, happy birthday.
And remember, every Friday we'll draw a winner for a delicious birthday cake from the Mirage Inn, but you got to be watching Friday morning to find out if you are the lucky birthday cake winner.
Having an airline lose your luggage can just about ruin any vacation.
But coming up this morning, a new report shows it's happening less frequently, but there's a catch as to why.
On Wall Street, the Dow had its highest close of the year. Two big consumer brands, Avon and clothing maker Michael Kors, helped stocks surge toward record territory. The Dow rose 47 points to just over 14,000. It's now within 146 points of the all-time high set in October 2007. The Nasdaq fell 5. In the United States, consumer spending accounts for about 70% of economic activity. Japan's market stumbled as the yen strengthened against the dollar. Tokyo's Nikkei fell 1%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng is closed for the lunar holiday. It'll cost you more for a fill-up. AAA says the cost for a gallon of gas nationwide is now $3.60. That's up 7 cents in 1 week and 30 cents in the last month. And the pain at the pump could get worse. The government says in May, gas prices should peak at an average of $3.73 a gallon. Comcast will buy the rest of NBC Universal from GE way ahead of schedule. The cable company will purchase the remaining 49% for a whopping $16.7 billion. Comcast will also buy NBC's 30 Rockefeller Plaza for $1.4 billion, as well as CNBC's headquarters in Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey. Comcast has owned a majority stake of NBC Universal since January 2011. Some good news for travelers. According to a new government report, airlines lost fewer bags last year. The nation's airlines lost or damaged about 3 bags for every 1,000 passengers. That's an 8% drop from 2011, but some think the decline is because more passengers are using carry-on. That's your Money Watch. For more, stay with CBSMoneyWatch.com. In New York, I'm Erica Ferrari.
And it is time again for your desert deal of the day. Today's deal is half off a Valentine's Day skincare gift certificate from Borealis Skin Center in Palm Springs. Now, usually this costs $100, but today it's only $50.
Yeah, that'd be a nice Valentine's Day treat for someone close to you. To get the deal, go to desertrealdeals.com, maybe for yourself. Buy the coupon, print it out, and take it with you.
Well, we will have another update on the possible death of Christopher Dorner straight ahead. But first, a look at what's coming up on CBS This Morning.
All right, let's take a final look now at what we know about the possible killing of Christopher Dorner.
A San Bernardino Sheriff's spokeswoman says charred human remains have been found in the burned-out cabin where Dorner was believed to have been holding up most of yesterday in Big Bear.
Right now, they're not confirming it's Dorner, but authorities have said they believe he was the man inside the cabin. They also say that no one was seen leaving the cabin once it caught fire.
This fiery ending comes after a heated shootout with sheriff's deputies yesterday afternoon that left one deputy dead and another injured. Authorities say that if this is Dorner, he will have killed 4 people now. 2 of them law enforcement officers.
Now, a Riverside police officer killed last week, Officer Michael Crane from the city of Riverside. He will be laid to rest this morning. Stay with CBS Local 2 on the air and online for complete coverage of his memorial.
We'll also bring you any new details in the investigation into the death of Christopher Dorner.
All right, to Carlene, weather-wise, beautiful day for us today.
Yes, plenty of sunshine in the works, warm temperatures. Let's take a look at your 7-day. Yes, 75 degrees for today. Double 7s for tomorrow, your Valentine's Day. So it's going to be warm, but cuddle up to that special someone in the morning. Oh, hot, steamy Valentine's Day. No, it's going to be pretty dry out there. Warm temperatures. What you do behind closed doors ain't my business. So as we go into the weekend forecast, 70s will stick around, plenty of sunshine.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. So those pink things that are puffing up there, those aren't clouds.
Bump, bump. Yes.
Yep.
The heart.
All right. Well, that is it for now. More news